Welcome to our next guest, Kerry TREZISE, who is a candidate for the position of Area Councillor on the City of Victor Harbor Council. Kerry, what expertise and experience could you bring to Council from your previous business or community activities?
Well, I've had 17 years of being involved in the community in Victor Harbor, 2 terms on the Whalers Housing Board, 2 terms on Encounter Centre Board, 2 terms on Regional Development Australia, 1 term with the Aquatics, with the Tenure Board, with the Fisheries Board, the inaugural member of the Waste Management Board, 17 years as Justice of Peace service here, multiple Section 41 committees, project team for the Civic Centre member. I have been a small business owner of 2 businesses. I have worked in government and non-government entities, worked with the Miss Australia Awards at a high profile level for people representing people with severe and multiple disabilities. I've studied business law and economics in short-term courses at TAFE, which has given me a confidence to interpret and ask questions about contracts. So that's just some of the skills that I feel that I can bring to Council.
What does good governance of Council mean for you?
Well, part of it, good governance must come from the administration, their knowledge and their thoroughness as well. But the good governance that the councillors accept in their responsibilities comes from asking questions and doing a lot of research on the issues that come before you and understanding what your fiduciary responsibilities are and understanding, very importantly, the needs of probity in the governance in public life.
What does good governance of Council mean for you?
Well, this is a very strong point that I've brought on my flyers because people out in the community, that is their top priority. They want to see their council get along well together. Now, look, in the last council there was a couple of very strong personalities, and I think that when you've had a lot of experience in life, you can deal with those personalities in different ways. You can accept their nuances and their different quirks of their personalities, and you can work through good communication. And the last thing I would want to see on this next council is frivolous and vexatious codes of conduct being issued. It costs the community, it creates angst and suspicion in council, and I feel that we can get through all those and we can accept the different people for who they are, knowing that their heart generally is in the right place.
An important issue of Council has been the costs associated with businesses operated by Council, such as the Horse Tram, the Business Information Centre, the Fleurieu Regional Aquatic Centre, the Fleurieu Waste Authority. Would you care to express an opinion about that?
I would indeed, and I think because of the way my intentions at looking at the budget, I think there's got to be a lot of cost efficiencies looked at some of those, and even the scope of perhaps even leasing aspects of them out to private entities, cutting down perhaps say the services in the tourist office where they do booking services for businesses. I'm not sure that that is the role of Council for ratepayers. I need to look at that a bit further.
A major issue for many people in the community is the cost of rates. Would you please express a view about rate capping or increases in rates?
I have got so much to say about this, Adrian. Now, I have never tackled this as a previous councillor because I was always told that we have to have a rate increase to cover the cost of the tourism budget. That was what I've been told. And when I've been out on my community listening exercise, people have been really angry about their rates. They've compared their rates to their relatives in Adelaide. They've compared their well-to-do houses in Adelaide with their holiday houses down here. And I've met single income households, pensioners, mortgagees, and a range of part-funded superannuation retirees, and they are struggling with the burden of the rates that are imposed upon them in this community. Now, I don't want to be a populist through this, but I believe that the rate issue is going to be front and centre of this campaign, and I'm going all out on a limb and saying right now that regardless of how much reason is put before me, I will be opposing a rate rise in the next budget, and I'm unequivocal about that, and I'm not being populist. I've done it from research, and my research is extended to local businesses. I've asked them, what do they think about the tourism budget? How much do they need that? And many businesses say, look, we do want the tourism budget there. It is the cream of our business, but the bread and butter of our business is for the everyday locals that come in for a coffee, come in for that haircut, buy an extra load of fruit from our shop. And if they are continually swaying under the burden of rates, they're not going to be continually doing this. We are dependent on the locals. I've done my research on this, and I feel very strong in this area about it.
What's your view on the current committee structure within council?
Well, there's been this thought that having a lot of committees brings more people from the community in running different things with council. I'm a little bit not so sure about that, because now a lot of us work, and there are a lot of people here doing other things. I want to see relevant committees that are strong, and I believe that there's mechanisms that can come back where the community can have public consultation, they can do presentations to council. I want to see that those committees are very, very relevant, and perhaps even some of them merged. That's a time and motion thing on committees. I feel that we should also be trying to bring, like a lot of councils do, bringing some of those committees into 1 or 2 days the week before council, so that they're efficient and streamlined before they come to the council meeting. And I may be wrong on this. This is just some of the feelings that I've had over the years about the need for time and motion, because your big important thing is to do your research, bring your information to council, and to certainly get the value back from those committees.
What's your view on the current committee structure within council?
I think they're good. I think that this is still gives people the opportunity of having a say, and then if people don't turn up, they can't deny that they've had a say. But of course, I've been akin to more the community forums with the wonderful Victor Harbour Action Group. I'm a great proponent of that community forum, but as opposed for the one, I would support the ones because it is a chance for feedback.
State government is pushing more obligations onto councils. What do you think about that trend?
It depends on what it is, but I think there should be a concerted effort through all the councils to resist a lot of that, because you just can't keep passing responsibility and burdens down to the bottom of the chain, because that ends up in the ratepayer's pocket.
Building development and control is now regulated by a panel on which council has a reduced input. What do you think about that situation?
Well, I think I would like to see at least one more elected member on the CDAP, at least one more.
Could you please provide a brief outline of the reasons why people should vote for you at the forthcoming November council elections?
Well, I have multi-level experience in life, as I say to the residents, and I can bring a wealth of that experience from business, community, study, family, even some of the travails that I've experienced in life. I think that teaches you a lot along the way as well. I have a very what they call a forensic mind. I am a great person for looking into the attention of detail, and I'm always looking at things where I look for the devil in detail, which sometimes has to be there for good governance. I'm not afraid to be wrong in council if I have been shown up to be wrong. The very simple phrase that I used before and I would use again is that I stand corrected, which I think is an important quality to bring. I believe that I bring very strong communication skills, and the greatest thing that I think is important is to have respect for your fellow members, and certainly above all your respect for your community. These are the values and skills that I believe I can bring to council.
Authorised by MG Kerry TREZISE of 4 Field Avenue, Victor Harbor, South Australia. Spoken by Adrian Burton and MG Kerry TREZISE.
South Coast Television, your community, your voice.